Welcome back! Today we'll explore incredible moments when animals unexpectedly encounter the overwhelming force of a train. All caught on camera. Prepare yourself for scenes that are both amazing and emotional. From a distance, the train's whistle pierces the peaceful American countryside. A cow slowly wanders across the tracks in rural Nebraska, unbothered by the roaring sound closing in. The train barrels forward, kicking up clouds of dust, and then, oh my! The cow tumbles beneath the train's undercarriage. It seems like all hope is lost, but wait, no! The train passes, and there lies the cow, miraculously still alive. A rare stroke of luck. How did it survive? Perhaps fate decided to smile on it today. But not every story has a happy ending. In Japan, along the Fujikyuko railway line on a windy afternoon, a small bird swoops low to the ground, focused on chasing its prey. At that very moment, a train thunders through. In an instant, feathers scatter into the air, like a quiet, sorrowful farewell. Rest in peace, little bird, we can only whisper. Good job! Let's keep going. These collisions aren't rare occurrences. In Japan, the Ministry of Transport recorded over 600 train collisions with deer in 2016, mostly on mountainous routes like the Chuo Line. According to East Japan Railway, JR East, between 2017 and 2020, there were about 70 to 108 animal-related incidents annually on the Chuo Line between Takao and Kabuchizawa, with 70% involving deer, causing average delays of 30 minutes per incident. In the U.S., the Federal Railroad Administration, FRA, reports around 1,000 animal-related accidents each year over the past decade, with deer, livestock, and stray dogs often involved. In 2022, the FRA documented 2,195 collisions at railroad crossings, some linked to animals, contributing to 647 fatalities tied to trespassers on tracks, sometimes people trying to avoid hitting animals. Elsewhere in India, over 35,000 animals perished between 2016 and 2019, including 65 elephants. In Canada, hundreds of incidents involve bears and moose in Banff and Yoho, with 29 grizzly bears lost between 1980 and 2002 along a 109-kilometer stretch of track. Sweden sees about 2,000 moose killed annually, costing between $115,000 and $175,000 in damages. This is a global issue, and we'll dive deeper into it with the stories ahead. Great, let's move on. Back to the footage, we witness a shocking scene. A man ties his dog to the train tracks for reasons no one can fathom. The train's whistle blares and the locomotive races forward at a terrifying speed. In a heart-stopping moment, he dashes out, risking his life to untie the rope. Fortunately, both escape unharmed, but that moment serves as a powerful warning. Never put your pet in such danger. Let's keep going. Next up, a herd of livestock slowly crosses the tracks, completely unaware of the train barreling toward them at unstoppable speed. The distance is too close, the time too short. The camera captures the jarring sound of impact, and the herd falls victim to a harsh twist of fate. In rural areas where livestock roam freely, incidents like these are far from uncommon. Good work. Let's continue. Then comes a young kangaroo, perhaps just venturing out from its mother's care, exploring the world on its own. The train's whistle echoes all around, but it stands there, bewildered. The train rushes forward, and the outcome is sadly predictable. A youthful life lost too soon. Could protective barriers have changed the story? Great, let's keep going. From the stories we've just seen, it's clear. Animals can't grasp the danger trains pose. Their massive size, lightning-fast speed, and deafening noise are beyond what wildlife can comprehend. So, what can we do to make a difference? Smart fencing. Install barriers along the track, but not just any fences. Think sensor-equipped ones that automatically open when no train is near, allowing animals to safely cross their habitats. Overpasses and underpasses. Build more green overpasses or tunnels for animals like those in Wyoming or the Netherlands, giving them safe pathways, especially in wild areas like Japan and the U.S. early warning tech. Use infrared sensors or radar, as seen in California, to detect animals from a distance, signaling trains to slow down or stop if needed. Sound and light solutions. Expand Japan's Shika Sonic system or flashing LED lights to more places, gently deterring animals without harm. Livestock management. In rural regions like India or Japan, tighter control over livestock is key. Think GPS trackers on cattle to alert when they near the tracks. Community education. Encourage people living near railways to fence their properties, leash their pets, and report wandering wildlife to authorities. Global cooperation. Countries like the US, Japan, and India could share tech and know-how. Think America's overpasses or Japan's Shika Sonic to craft a worldwide solution. Traffic accidents, they're not just a human story. Behind every collision, there might be a forgotten life. A stray dog, a herd of deer crossing the road, or even a lost horse wandering onto train tracks. They don't know the rules. They don't understand traffic lights. All they have is instinct, the will to survive in a world full of danger. With raw, wild reflexes, many animals dash into roads or across tracks, giving drivers no time to react and leaving trains powerless to stop in time. Today's video takes you straight into heart-stopping moments when animals collide with cars, trains, and unpredictable situations. Every clip is real, captured through the lens to remind us of a painful truth we often overlook. Don't look away, because what you're about to see just might break your heart. Let's begin. The moment captured by the camera was breathtaking. In the dense night, the car's headlights barely swept across a dimly lit area. Then suddenly, a herd of over 100 deer dashed out in the opposite direction. Their eyes shone like sparks, their bodies darting swiftly through the lens. Everything happened in a few seconds, but it was enough to make the scene hauntingly suffocating. Oh my God. Did anyone manage to count how many times it rolled? The heavy body spun around like a steel coil being tossed, yet, strangely, the pig stood up, shook itself, and walked away calmly, as if nothing had ever happened. In another scene, the car was trying to overtake in the dense flow of traffic when, suddenly, a herd of wild buffalo charged across the road. The consequence? Just looking at it is enough to understand. Really, I still can't believe that car could squeeze into such a tiny gap. The Jeep was driving at about 60 miles per hour when, bam! A moose suddenly dashed out and blocked the front of the car. The collision was unavoidable. The result? The car owner took off in less than a second and landed with a repair bill of nearly $6,000. The rider of the Harley was still cruising leisurely, unaware of what awaited ahead. But what he couldn't expect was a deer charging straight at him, like a living bullet from nature. A Tesla crashed into a deer, causing damage amounting to $9,000. The incident has left many people wondering, in an era where driving assistance technology is becoming increasingly advanced, why are there still moments when we can't react in time? And look, that man seems to be completely oblivious to anything unusual. It's really hard to believe. Wait a minute. Finally, he realized his wife had disappeared. An unexpected situation occurred after a collision with a stray dog, causing his wife to be thrown out of the car and throughout the journey afterwards as he was completely unaware. In Texas, residents are advised not to leave the city at 2 a.m., the time when wild boars are most active. On average, about 45 such collisions occur each year. In another scene, a driver was lucky to escape death after a nighttime collision with a deer on the coastal highway near the large pond in Bay Bulls. The incident serves as a wake-up call. High traffic areas need traffic lights installed as soon as possible before the next accident occurs. In the state of Maine, collisions between vehicles and moose account for 30% of all such accidents in the entire United States. Although there are no specific damage figures each year, just looking at the crushed cars is enough to see the severity of these collisions. Guess what? How much will the repair cost? And in this situation, was it because the driver didn't see the bear, or was it the bear that didn't see the oncoming car? In a breathtaking supercar race, an unexpected incident left the entire audience speechless. A wild deer suddenly dashed straight into the car that was accelerating at full speed. That horrifying moment was fully captured by the dash cam from the car behind, when everything exploded like a blast, leaving an unforgettable, haunting memory for the racer. The collision occurred at a speed of nearly 200 kilometers per hour. Fortunately, with extensive experience, the racer handled the situation perfectly. No casualties. Only the deer quietly left the race and returned to God. According to statistics, there are approximately 30,000 collisions between vehicles and wildlife each year in the United States, causing estimated damages of up to $1 billion. Among them, the buffalo is considered one of the most dangerous animals on the road due to its superior strength and size. Although they move quickly and powerfully, their sudden appearance on the road is always a sight that is both spectacular and highly risky. When the buffalo cross, all vehicles must stop, a clear reminder of the boundary between nature and the modern world. They can make drivers impatient, but at the same time, they are a vivid symbol of the wild and surprising beauty of nature. In India, a cow stood still on the railway as the train approached at steady speed. The horn screamed, but it didn't move, and in the next moment, it was thrown off the tracks, one wrong position, and that was the price it paid. The train rushed in, the horn screamed across the sky. A pig panicked and tried to cross the tracks, but just as the train arrived, it was too late. The crash came, and it had no chance to escape. The train roared down the tracks. Two cows stood right between danger and safety. One ran just in time. The other wasn't so lucky. In that very moment, their fates split apart. Amid the white snow, a herd of black fallow deer lay peacefully on the railway, their silhouettes stunningly beautiful against the cold. But the train came fast, there was no time, and the collision left almost no one behind, a moment that clenched the heart. A wild bull stood still on the railway. The train came near, the horn screamed, but it didn't move, didn't flee, didn't fear, and what was meant to happen, happened. The front of the train approached quickly. A goat stood right on the track. It startled, but too late to run, and in just a blink, its small body lay beneath the train. No more chance to turn back. The train sped forward, wind slicing through the horn's scream. A black goat stood frozen on the rails, and just a second before the crash, it leaped away, escaping by a thread, lucky, yet terrifyingly fragile. A white cow walked slowly across the tracks. The train approached, its horn echoing through the air, but it moved too slow, and the crash came hard and sharp, followed by silence. A flock of sheep stood near the rails. The train approached. The herd scattered in panic, except one that stood too close. The crash struck fast, knocking it down, and life burst like silent red streaks into the wind. A dog tried to leap over the tracks just as the train arrived. It jumped, but didn't make it in time. Just one heartbeat too late, the crash happened, and its small body disappeared beneath the wheels, a moment that left the world breathless. A cow stood slowly right in the middle of the tracks. The train rushed in, horn blaring, but it didn't move, and just seconds later, the strong impact hurled it several meters away. From that moment on, everything stopped for it. The train was racing in, but this pig remained still on the track. It didn't run, didn't react. The impact rolled it over and over across the steel rails, and afterward, it lay motionless. Hard to believe it had any chance of standing up again. A flock of ducks was being herded across the tracks. Two men tried to rush them through, but the train arrived sooner than expected. In the chaos, part of the flock couldn't keep up, and they were left forever beside the railway. Well, let's keep it rolling. What do you think of these ideas? Is there a solution you'd like to add? Feel free to share your thoughts. We've just journeyed through 10 minutes packed with emotion, from miracles to tragedies. If you'd like to see more, stick with me for the next part. Thanks for tuning in. See you soon.